So England came out to bat with Gooch and Robinson, and when bad lights stopped play at 5-5, they'd made 8 for no wicket. Gooch 4 not out and Robinson 3, which leaves the match poised for the start of the last day with England 75 runs behind. 1 ball to complete his over, and then we pick up play with the first ball of the second over of the day. Craig McDermott is the bowler, and he's bowling to Tim Robinson. And the first run of the morning, Simon O'Donnell, the misfielder. And immediately, umpire Whitehead is having a look down there at Craig McDermott's footmarks. It won't be difficult at this stage of the day to see who made the marks. Now, I think umpire Whitehead has got to have a word with McDermott about that, because by my reckoning, he was down round about the line of middle and leg.
Dermott's problem is that his natural action takes him onto the wicket. That first step's probably within the 4 feet margin, but the second one is certainly in the danger area.
They'll get 3 for that. The outfield's a little slow. The overnight rain.
Lawson again to Gooch. Plenty of pace there from Jeff Lawson, but direction certainly at fault.
A lot of Lawson deliveries have been a little bit too wide of the off stump, and both Robinson and Gooch have been able to let deliveries go harmlessly by to the keeper. He's running in very well and generating a fair amount of speed. His direction is not just quite right at the moment.
That's well built too. Useful over, pace and a bit of movement for Lawson, but by and large you couldn't exactly drop it where he wanted.
This one comes back through the gate. Graham Gooch has got his front pad covering the stumps, and it's just as well that he did.
Five overs, 5 good overs too from Lawson for just 8 runs. 23 up on the board. And fairly early appearance of the leg spinner. Holland coming on to replace McDermott. 4 quite unhappy overs, in fact, for Craig McDermott here. Only cost him 13 runs, but it's not really worked out for him. He's had problems with his run, with his follow-through, and certainly hasn't looked the menace that we saw in the earlier tests. That's 4 runs. And Bob Holland finding out the same truths about this wicket that befell Embury and Edmonds yesterday. Can't really afford to drop anything short of a length here.
As Greg Ritchie did. As soon as it's short, Graham Gooch is onto the back foot, gives himself plenty of room and smashes it away through the offside.
Helped on its way, McDermott down there, and very wet and greasy that outfield. Consequently, Gooch will get 4 runs for it. Not hit with a lot of power. It was really helped on its way. It was going in that direction anyway. And the outfield still is desperately wet. Difficult to chase around there and keep your foothold.
Not too many people here today, but I suppose in the situation of the match it looked odds on a draw, and apart from watching the technical abilities of the players, there's not much chance of a result. Beautiful straight drive that by Graham Gooch. Didn't really hit it at all. Beautifully timed. Bringing the 50 up in 106 balls. And still Jeff Lawson to continue from the City end. But in fact, in this innings, he's only bowled 14 balls at Robinson. So it's a new experience for him. Big shout, but David Constant having no doubt. No response from David Constant.
I'm not surprised there was a concerted appeal. It looked as though it might have been a little high or might have been missing leg stump. And the law says very clearly that umpire must be certain the batsman is out.
Well bowled again. Had an excellent over there from Jeff Lawson. There's no doubt about him trying. Bowled an extremely good spell. Bob Holland to continue from the pavilion end. Still round the wicket. A magnificent square cut there. A long hop. And really dispatched very positively.
One thing you do have to make sure of if you're bowling around the wicket with this style of bowling, right arm over the wrist, is that you don't bowl short.
No danger there, pitched well outside the leg stump. A couple of words from Bob Willis, and we'll hand over to Jim Laker.
Bob Holland persisting with the round the wicket attack, but to the right-handed batsman there are two drawbacks. They can safely pad away the ball that pitches in the rough, and there is no chance of an LBW decision. That was a good ball, went through much quicker, but although Gooch played a shot, the ball pitching well outside the line of the leg stump. And under the current leg before wicket law, there is no chance that that can be out.
Thank you, Bob. Lawson continuing then to have pretty good work out here. That's a good stroke. Slow outfield or not, that'll race away for 4. That's as good a shot as we've seen.
This is why bowling's been such a thankless task on this wicket. You get your length wrong by a matter of inches, and away she goes. A beautiful cover drive from Graham Gooch. So skipper Alan Border has got frustrated with the batsman playing his leg spinner with their pads, and he's quite rightly giving Craig McDermott another opportunity to sort out his run-up and follow-through problems.
Again, picked his spot nicely, wide of mid-on for a couple of runs. So the gully's come over for Graham Gooch, close in at mid-wicket. That's out. So the first wicket goes down, Graham Gooch, falling for the short pitch delivery. And it paid off for Australia to have that money in that short mid-wicket position. Very simple dolly catch. Graham Gooch will be disappointed. This was a great opportunity for him, really, to go on to his first 100 against Australia.
It's quite remarkable the number of wickets on this Trent Bridge pitch that have fallen to the attempted bouncer, and Graham Gooch getting right underneath that one as if giving catching practice, and quite a good catch as he has to back pedal there.
So the opening stand was worth 79. Well, Gooch went just too short of his 50.
Dermot banging it in his half of the wicket. It's a bit close to Gooch for that shot, and Greg Ritchie moving backwards, taking the catch. So the wicket of Graham Gooch should have brightened up Craig McDermott. See if he comes in with a little bit more purpose now.
It's a nice full toss. Just the 3 runs this time. Well, those 3 runs take Tim Robinson on to 29, and also takes him past 1,000 runs for the season. And of course is in the first-class game, not taken into account runs scored in limited over competitions. Also brings the scores dead level. It's a relief. Scores his first run. Just stroked away to a very square third man.
Craig McDermott's reverted to his run-up of the first innings, coming in at quite an angle to the stumps. And he's in trouble again. The umpire patching up those worn marks. McDermott seems completely unable to get off the wicket.
And once again, the long hop creeping in from Bob Holland, and David Gower having all the time in the world to pull that through mid-wicket. Lovely timing. The 2 runs comfortably to bring the 100 up. England reaching 100 for the loss of only 1 wicket. 100 in 221 balls. David Gower, who played so magnificently in the first innings. I think it's pretty nearly the best innings I've ever seen him play. Superb stroke making. Almost 5,000 runs at a very good average.
And there's a big appeal, and Gower is gone.
And a flashing drive was supposed to be produced there, but David Gower getting a little bottom edge, I think. A little bit of a disappointing end for David Gower. But there you can see how far away from the ball his front foot was. McDermott takes his second wicket of the innings. McDermott to Robinson. Whoa! High full toss. My goodness, I should think that hurt. Hit him full toss on the right hand. And you just watch where that ball hits him. Full toss on the hand.
And that would be very, very painful, I should think. Very painful indeed. And Robinson would have been quite happy that T came after just 4 more runs had been added to take the total up to 112 for 2. It was a good performance from him, nothing really hanging to the match, but he played some lovely strokes, and so too did Gooch, until McDermott got him with the one that just climbed a little more steeply than he expected. Just 1 run added after T now, as we pick up play. It's the second over. McDermott is the bowler, and he's coming in to bowl to Gatting.
There was a shot that Mike Gatting want to forget. A little bit close to try and play a cut shot down the third man.
One of the problems the batsmen face as this test match waits at the cemetery gates is concentration. Mike Gatting will be kicking himself for that, and he'll be looking to get behind the next one.
Behind that, all right. Nice full toss. Put away in great style through mid-wicket for 4. That's a good stroke. That's 4 runs. Outfield seems a little quicker on that side. Gatting to face now. Got across well there. Feet very quickly into position. That was a really fine shot from Mike Gatting. So Sam O'Donnell getting his first spell of this second innings. Comes in then to Robinson. It's a good shot there by Robinson. And an odd but quite interesting statistic there, because those 2 runs have taken Robinson on to 45, and that indeed is the highest score ever made by a Notts batsman against Australia on this ground. Alan Lamb doing next. He won't be very keen about coming out to bat in this sort of situation. Going to hide into nothing. Very nearly out. Only inches away there from O'Donnell following through. Bob Holland switching now, going to come over the wicket. That's a good shot to bring up a 50 for Tim Robinson. Hasn't made a mistake. He's only found the boundary a couple of times. And he's been in for 214 minutes and received 143 balls. Oh, well bowled. Nice change of pace, good piece of flight there. Mr. Boone having a little exercise. So 150 goes up, 152 for 2. Robinson moving on to 54. Donald to Robinson. That's another good stroke. Each time the bowler's gone onto that leg stump, it's been beautifully timed by Robinson.
Very strong on that leg side, that just drifting in a little in the air. Beautifully clipped away.
So, unless there's something remarkable in the laps of the gods, Simon Donnell will be bowling the last over of this Trent Bridge Test match.
And there's a lovely shot on which to finish this Test match. Tim Robinson, a delightful stroke, and he asked Alan Border if he's had enough. Border says yes. 196 for 2, and a predictable end to the match, but not before Robinson once again stamped his authority on the game with the bat. 77 not out, and I thought he played really well there today, particularly in the sense of keeping his concentration going. Gatting 35 not out, and just joy in the Australian bowling lineup for one man. Craig McDermott, 16 overs, 2 maidens, 2 for 42, and the match itself finished a draw. 1 game each to Australia and England in the earlier fixtures. Here, England 456 and 196 for 2, and Australia 539 all out. So in a sense it was disappointing, but there were some very, very good features from both those players. The man of the match, nominated by Tom Graveney, quite rightly in my opinion, David Gower, for his superb knock in England's innings.
The season. Great occasion.